Bible story opens when David became the king of Israel. David became king after many years of war and fighting, but something was missing. Where is it? The ark. This wasn't the ark like the giant boat that Noah built and lived on with the animals. No, no. This ark was the Ark of the Covenant. It was a wooden chest covered in gold with the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments and other special objects inside. The ark was incredibly important to the Israelites because in some special way, the ark carried God's presence among his people. When they had the ark, they knew that God was with them. The ark had been captured by the Philistines and then returned to God's people. But instead of being in the city of Jerusalem where it belonged, it was sitting in the home of a man named Obed-Edom. David built a big tent where the ark would go when he got it, and then he gathered some of his soldiers. Come on, come on, come on. And they marched to where the ark rested. Once they arrived at the ark, the men lifted the ark with carrying poles, being careful to carry it like God told them. The men began to march towards Jerusalem. They took 6 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then David stopped them. He was so thankful that he wanted to make a sacrifice to honor God. Then David and the soldiers continued towards the city of Jerusalem, marching, 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 marching. As they did, David began dancing for God with all his might. Dance, David, dance, David. The people of Israel helped David bring the ark, and they shouted and they blew trumpets, and David continued to dance, and he looked silly all the way to the tent he had set up. And there he worshiped God, and he made more sacrifices to honor God. Then David wanted to celebrate with the people, so he gave everyone loaves of bread, date cakes, and raisin cakes. Yum, 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 yum. It was a party! But not everyone was in the mood to celebrate. David's wife, Michal, was watching from a window. She saw how David wasn't wearing his royal robes, and instead he was dancing with some common people, and she thought he looked ridiculous. When David went home, Michal came out to meet him, and she told him he'd made a fool of himself by dancing. But listen to what David said to her. This is from the Bible in 2 Samuel. I did it to honor the Lord. The Lord appointed me ruler over his people, Israel. I will celebrate to honor the Lord. Michal cared more about the way things looked. She thought it made David look silly to dance and thank God in front of everyone, but that didn't matter to David. He was so full of gratitude to God that he wanted to show it. He wanted to thank God for the amazing things he had done. And you can do what David did too. You can show gratitude to God by celebrating what he's done in our lives. And that's our bottom line. Let's say it together. Celebrate what God has done. Woo! Thanks, David, for the awesome dance moves. And until next time, adios.